What's up everybody, Sunkissed here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look back at the Resolve Breaker. This is a weapon you can get from running raids, and I haven't actually tried it a ton myself, so I figured I would dive into it now and see how it does. Alright, catch you at the end of the video. It truly is like Kazam is here. Alright, now time to do the thing, huh? That was awesome. Well, all of the bodies I wanted to loot have been launched into Narnia, but taking a look at the actual weapon, the Resolve Breaker is bloodied. It replenishes AP upon defeating an enemy, gives you a little bit of damage resistance while you're aiming, so that's kind of just a non-factor. And while reloading, emit a shockwave that stuns nearby targets for 3 seconds. Could be a better one, that's for sure. You know, it's yeah, I guess you will be reloading a decent amount. Fires 2 shots, so it is a 2-shot and a bloodied, and it does cryo damage, along with some of the other stuff that is listed down there below. So should be interesting. We're gonna try it in VATS and outside of VATS, and that's kind of how I have the class built as well. So I'll show you how that is. This is the special points that I have allocated here. Starting off with the legendary perk cards. It is all special cards maxed out. Mostly carry weight stuff here, Ordnance Express especially, because we're going to be having those 40 mil grenades. Have some stuff to boost our perception here. Most important things in here for the bloodied build probably going to be Life Giver, and then I'm running Chem Fiend for, you know, a little bit of enhanced effects from chems, or not enhanced effects, but, you know, duration. You could run Tenderizer here, but that's kind of negligible with this style of weapon here. And I just have other pretty standard stuff in intelligence here. And we have reverse onslaught going on as well. And made sure to throw in bloodied mess as well for some extra damage there. But I also have better criticals and critical savvy for the VATS part of it too. So let's test how the Resolve Breaker does, kind of just in the open. Just fire a couple shots here. How we do? See how we do. Definitely fun to watch it go off. So that did quite a bit of damage there. Wow. That's the problem. You can't get too close with this here. You got to be real careful with this thing with how close to you shoot it. That's like the double-edged sword. Oh yeah, I mean it kind of shreds though. I'm not gonna lie. Things. I mean it sends enemies flying. That's for sure. So how much I can do on a critical headshot here, if I can find someone to shoot it with. I don't have a crit stored up, but yeah, that's one thing you have to kind of just get used to, is that bodies will fly everywhere. Definitely don't recommend using this at events or near people, because it's gonna send the bodies that they're trying to loot just all over the place. Seems like it's doing. Brought ourselves over to Atlantic City here for the most sensational game expedition, just so we can fight a few of the overgrown to see how we do against those. So 2 shots on that guy. See if we can ring a couple shots over here. Okay, those were just kind of deleted. Those were deleted too. I think that cryo, I mean, against stuff that doesn't have cryo resistance, like it really just kind of. And so you got to slow him down. You gotta be real careful with that range, but I mean it was 1 shot in most of the things. 2 for good measure. Yeah, it does pretty well. Over at the good old Grindstone Arch, let's see how we do with a super mutant. If we can hit a headshot, maybe. We'll see if we're lucky. Nope, that just disappeared. Okay, and I gotta create some separation, otherwise I'm gonna get murked. And I missed. Oh no! Okay, well, it did like a third of its health, and if I can actually shoot this thing, I gotta be, that's why it's like I gotta be super careful here. Yeah, surely he's stuck there, right? Okay, 879 and a half. Okay. So, not bad, but yeah, with a faster enemy like that, you gotta be careful. See, that's just the best way to run it. Is to just kind of spam it, honestly. Again, don't do that around people, though. All right, let's take out some Mirelurks. Okay. 1300, not bad. See, that's... You like almost... I highly do not recommend using... do not use Grenadier with this. You will off yourself constantly. See, that's the fun part of this. Oh, that's the not fun part of it. Like, I was in VATS too, and I just had my barrel too low and it just took me out. So, yeah, do not use Grenadier because you're gonna be constantly just having to go back and get your loot here. Took care of him there. All right. Did I ever even take the explosive bobblehead? Okay, I did. I want to make sure I wasn't hallucinating that. Like, you really got to create separation between you and the enemy. Otherwise, you will just not survive. Okay, let's see how we do against the Mirelurk Queen here. Not too bad. Oh, well, I mean, if we wouldn't have missed a bunch of them, it would have probably went down in like 5 or 6 shots. So, honestly, not terrible for taking out tankier enemies. It does, I mean, it does pretty good damage. All right, see how many ghouls we can get round up here and see how it does with crowd control, just for funsies. Truly is like Kazami's here. All right, now time to do the thing, huh? That was awesome. Well, all of the bodies I wanted to loot have been launched into Narnia, but you know, that's, you gotta, the thing about this is you gotta be really careful because it's like, I feel like they made it bloodied almost as a balancing fact because this thing will take you, you'll take yourself out with this thing so fast, but it's incredibly fun to use. See if we can find ourselves a Scorchbeast to fight here. We'll see. Could be a pain, but it's kind of nice being able to just carpet an area and know it'll take out most of the enemies. I mean, one thing is just don't be expecting to loot, you know, a good portion of your kills, because the bodies are just going to be gone. I don't know if we're ever going to get one of these to land here. A couple of those started hitting there. Oh, there we go. I mean, this thing, it does pretty good damage. Again, like, having just weapons in general that do cryo damage, like, a lot of things just don't have resistance to cryo. So it just does good damage to it. All right, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, this weapon is a ton of fun to use. You got to be really careful with it. You really need to be mindful of when you're going to be using Grenadier. If you get rushed by an enemy, you kind of have to like back up, jump, and shoot behind them for it to not hit you. So only use Grenadier if you're like camped up on a rooftop and you're shooting down or something and there's no chance people can rush you. Either got to switch to a different weapon or should take Grenadier off. So does pretty good damage actually. Probably some stuff I could do to get the VATS accuracy up a little bit more, which would make it a little bit better for that. But seems like the best way is to kind of just spam it and hope for the best. But again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hit that sub button if you would like to. And I'll catch you in the next one.